I've been seeing a lot of takes lately that are like, this is the worst time in history to have kids. If you have kids right now, you're selfish. The world is ending. And initially, I disagreed. Because not only has the world ended before, at least as it was known at the time, there's never been a perfect time to have children. I mean, from the plague, slavery, multiple world wars, revolutions, the Great Depression, like there's just never been like a, oh my gosh, this is the time to have kids. I mean, there has almost never been like a golden era for having children, and yet people did it anyway because reproducing is like what living things do, speaking in broad strokes. So it's all prepared to say, like this isn't the worst time in history to have children. But then I thought about it, and low key, y'all are right. This is the worst time to have children. But it's not because the world is in such significant state of disrepair, it's because y'all hate children. There is no village, there's no community, there's no additional support or extra care. If there are resources available, which are fewer and fewer by the day, you are picked on and looked down upon for taking advantage of those resources. I mean, y'all do not like children. I mean, there was once a whole children should be seen and not heard era, and that was pretty bad. But y'all have taken that into children should neither be seen nor heard. We don't want to deal with them until they're like fully functioning adults in society that won't get on my personal nerves. I mean, just the language that y'all use to talk about reproduction as a whole is like unique to this period in history. I mean, people, no matter the circumstances, who have children now are described as idiots. People, even women, talk about pregnant women as disgusting. And I'm not saying pregnancy itself isn't hard or is like this lovely and magical experience, but disgusting is a word I've heard multiple times to describe pregnant women specifically. Children are described as disgusting crotch goblins that shouldn't be seen in public because they are sticky, loud, and obnoxious, even though they haven't been socialized to be in public. And if a person expresses that they need help in any capacity with their kids, y'all are like, okay, but you shouldn't have had them if you can't handle it. Why would I be a part of your village? What if you take advantage of me? What if? Like, yes, the world is bleak. Yes, the world is dark. Unfortunately, it always has been. But the biggest kid specific difference that makes raising children right now uniquely difficult is that y'all do not like kids. You don't want to be a part of anybody's village or community. And no matter how y'all try to disguise that as caring for children, children are the ones who pay the price of that. Parents are absolutely struggling in like a myriad of ways, and y'all aren't gonna like hearing this as like an answer as to why kids act so buck wild lately, but it's true. And I don't just mean struggling as in like they're having a hard time, but they're doing their best and can't seem to figure it out, although that's absolutely a part of it. Some are struggling as in like they fell down the wrong rabbit hole and now can't see the forest for the trees, can't get out. Like some parents have absolutely fallen down the hyper individualistic, I don't owe anybody anything, I'm not a part of anybody's village mindset, and children are paying the price. It's why I keep seeing these endless conversations about like, when you bring toys to the park, should you let other kids play with your kids' toys? Should you or should you not donate classroom materials to the community classroom material bin? Like, what are you doing? Like, parents don't want to be a part of nobody's village either these days. They don't want to be a part of like carpool. They don't want to help plan parties. They're willing to exclude one kid from a whole class if they have to or want to. Like, parents are not in it. And then some parents are so desperate to try gentle parenting as a response to the fact that they were not properly loved and cared for when they were kids that they turn into like permissive parents that let their kids run amok because they literally don't know how to say no without feeling like they're like recreating the experiences of their childhood, which is like unresolved trauma that they need to sort through. Because you can gentle parent and tell your kids no and set up firm boundaries and give them like logical, fair consequences for their actions. But most of all, parents are burnt out. And in that exhaustion, they're taking shortcuts. Like they're not reading to their kids, they're not doing any social emotional learning. They don't want to take them to the birthday party. They're just handing them the iPad or the toy to shut them up. Like they're tired, so they're taking shortcuts. That is a symptom. That is a symptom of living in a society where everybody is overworked and underpaid, along with like anti-child sentiments growing in popularity. Nobody wants to be in anybody's village. So the answer to where are the parents is somewhere struggling, whether by their own hands or the hands of society.